What to do? The Tea Party has an idea. Iowa Congressman Steve King, a member of the Tea Party Congress, and with me now. And sir, good morning, and welcome back to America's Newsroom. You're going to have a hearing today, is that right? And during this hearing, you're going to announce a plan to cut $9 trillion. How are you going to do that?
Well, we're going to roll this out at 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we have members of the House and Senate that will be seated there. We'll hear a presentation from the Tea Party Commission. There are 12 that have been working on this now for at least 2 months. During the same period of time that the super committees, 12 have been meeting in secret, these meetings have been out in the open. And there will be a number of things that come out that are very strong, and a lot of this we want to have the maximum impact. But some of the things that I look at is, for example, you just know that repealing Obamacare is a big chunk of this, worth trillions over time. And from my standpoint, eliminating the Davis-Bacon Act was one that imposes high wage scales on federal projects. There are many services out there, for example, Amtrak is one to look at. The National Endowment of the Arts is another. Foreign aid is another one to those countries that disagree with us. That's a little bit of a picture of some of the things that will be there, but it's an extensive list, and some of it's a little painful, I will admit, but it is a terrible pain if we don't address this national debt.
You have a goal on this, and the goal, I believe, you fanned out across the country, right, to take an input? From whom did you get that input? And are they part of this committee that you formed?
The committee that's formed is of Tea Party leaders around the country.
But they're not members of Congress, right? They're regular citizens, correct?
Correct. There are regular citizens that have been actively engaged in this, and the people that have had input have been regular citizens that came to their hearings and meetings around the country, places like Utah and Kentucky and Philadelphia, other locations. And then, so the 12 commissioners of the Tea Party will present their plan to those of us who, members of Congress, House and Senate, who sit on the panel. And among them are Mike Lee and Rand Paul, myself, Jim Jordan, and others.
Have you seen the plan before it goes public?
I have. I've reviewed it and looked at it from a line item standpoint. I've not taken all the pieces apart like I would like to do, but I will tell you it's a little bit tough, and it causes me to have a bit of a gut check. But on the other hand, so does the prospect of the United States of America becoming in one huge Greece.
Can you say now, before we go the way of Athens, that you would endorse the plan that will be unveiled today?
You know, I don't think I can say it that I endorse every aspect of it, but I absolutely endorse the concept of what we must do to get our spending under control. And I'm very grateful that I'm involved in it to this level, that when I first came here to Congress, I went to the chairman of the Budget Committee and said, where is our balanced budget? And the answer that I got back was, you don't know anything. You are a freshman here in Congress. It's impossible to balance our budget. Well, we went into war after that and came within $160 billion of balancing our budget. Now our deficit is 10 times greater. We could have balanced the budget then. We must do so very soon. And this budget balances, I believe the number is in 9 years. So it's not chop everything off right at the knees.
I read 10 earlier today, 9 and 10, give it a couple months here. You said health care law, you get rid of it. That's Obamacare, get rid of Amtrak, reduce government pay on projects. Do you, or what is your level of confidence that the super committee will get what it needs to get done in 6 days?
I'm not very optimistic, and I have not been optimistic since the inception of the super committee. I've been through those before, where you take half Democrats, half Republicans, and you put them in a room. They close the doors. It shuts out the wisdom of the rest of the country. And even though they're smart people, they just can't come up with a compromise.
So then what?
Well, I think that the super committee's proposal will come. You know, and by the way, I like and respect them. And I heard Jeb Hensarling's voice. He's done a great job. But I don't expect it can pass the House. And I don't expect it'll pass the House and the Senate, whatever comes out in it. And we need to talk about bigger ideas. The super committee is only addressing how we reduce our projected national debt 10 years down the road from $28 trillion down to $26 trillion. The Ryan budget had $23 trillion in national debt at the end of 10 years. This Congress has given up on that. We've got to get to a balanced budget, and we need to do so in a short period of time. That's less than a decade seems too long to me, but it's very hard to get there in 10 years or less.
It's not going to be easy, as you well know. Steve King, thanks. The announcement, 2 o'clock today on the Hill. Thank you for sharing with us now.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh, well, that's